Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. It's the 23rd of January 2012 as we record, and of course we have photos. This must be Tanglewood Branch. You're looking you're looking up to the edge of the riparian zone out over the um, wetland on the sale barn property, and that's looking from the Government Avenue side, I believe, through the fence they've just put up, so you can't get back there and walk around on that wetland anymore. I was there the last day before they got the fence up and took a few photos so you could see what the wetland looked like. There's not been a wetland delineator on this property, and that's one of the frustrating things. You see that? I've photographed trees there, big old huge wetland trees, and they're gone. And you can see there, even though it hadn't rained in a week or two at the point I made this photo, that hole was full of water. That's where tree roots were pulled out. They bulldozed over it. Of course, the groundwater seeps out from the higher ground there, and that'll never really be the perfect development site, but it's about to be developed. That's a different patch of destruction of trees. And you see the riparian zone there is pretty wide, and actually you should, instead of having a minimum of 50 feet right there, it probably should have been 200 feet, 300 feet at least to take care of the wetland. Wetland delineator is a position that should be on the Fayetteville city government staff because the city has so much wetland, and unless the Corps of Engineers is actually called in or an expert, wetland like this is allowed to be paved over, and that's what's going to happen here. That silt fence was put there by previous workers that were working on the expansion of the National Cemetery, and they leased, I guess, this land temporarily and used it for that. But too bad they didn't buy the land for the National Cemetery, because now it's going to be 4-story apartments right next to the National Cemetery. You can see some of the tree roots. That's a third, let's see, I believe that's a third area where trees near the fence in the wetland were destroyed on that property. And the evidence is probably going to be gone by the time you can walk around there and peek through the fence or something, because, well, they're not concerned that anybody's going to regulate what they're doing because it's getting done. I mean, if oddly, the passing of our streamside protection ordinance seems to have de-emphasized protecting wetland, or even asking that it be delineated and set aside. But they're going to put underground water catchment basins made of concrete instead of using that natural soil the way it's always absorbed water. That's the Faye Jones property, the Faye Jones nature property that was sold very cheap by the famed architect Faye Jones. He had set it aside for years, may have planned to develop it, but thought better of it and protected it. But somehow there's somebody, it's a city of Fayetteville bobcat out there you saw sitting on it, and it's already cleared a bunch of trees, and I don't know exactly why. This is the Grove apartment complex that is going on the sale barn property. You can see a trail at the left there running right along the stream, even closer to the stream than that pavement's going to go. There's going to be more pavement, and part of it will cut through the trees in the riparian zone, clearly in the riparian zone. And all that wetland you see that we were just walking over, that's at the left half of the screen and part of the top, and it's going to be destroyed. Save the dates for 2012. April 15th will be Earth Day at World Peace Wetland Prairie, and the rest of those were some dates of other Omni events for Earth Day. And we'll try to show those again, but anyway, just wanted to let you know actions going on to plan for those things. Till next time, it's Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, yeah, pure, with green. See you. Hi, it's Aubrey Shepherd again, still recording on the 23rd of January 2012. All right, I always have some insects, and this is a dead insect. I couldn't find any living ones handy for a photo, so there you go. This is, well, there's somebody who's seen a cat on TV here, I think, CJ. Sort of at the right, sitting at the table. She's been a producer in the past. I haven't seen her at the PEG Center or the Fayetteville Television Center, as we're now calling it. Lately, there's David Druding. Terra Studios has a sign there at the. This was the Omni Center's annual Members and Friends banquet, and there's at the very end, when some people had left already, we gathered as many people as possible to get up on the stage and hold up their peace, justice, ecology finger, not the one you might think about, and show the unity of people who care about other people and other living things and the earth on which we depend. And we'll have a few more pictures from that event coming up here. Maybe I let these run too long. Yeah, boy, I think I posted 4 of those, but there's a good reason different people are wandering in and out of the picture, and hard to get a really good wide-angle picture of a scene like that. All right, there are some of the people, the volunteers, who help Omni and many other nonprofit organizations. You know, you've got a lot of good people that work on several different committees and so forth. That's Lauren Hawkins in the background. She's got the table with the things that Bobby was hoping people would pick up and donate something in return, like the peace poles and other items. There's some of the volunteers working in the kitchen. They had cooked lasagna ahead of time, all kinds of vegetarian food and wonderful stuff. Veggie lasagna is so good with mushrooms and such and other vegetables that you don't even notice you didn't get any meat with your sauce. But that's the founder of Omni, Dick Bennett, Lauren Hawkins on the right, Karen Takamoto at left, and they're all enjoying supper. But for years, Dick, as I say, was the founder of the Omni Center more than a decade ago now, I guess. And there's Dick Bennett talking with David Whitaker and his wife, Lisa. And David's running for state representative. 2 years ago, he ran for Congress. He lost that election, so this time he decided to start back at the level of state representative, and maybe we'll see him run for Congress again. He's a very brilliant man, and not the flashy, tough-talking kind of folks we sometimes see running for office these days. That was the committee planning for Earth Day, and I'll have some video of what they were talking about on YouTube probably in a day or two, or by the time you see this, I hope. Anyway, that's a spider, another dead one, and so I just, this time of year, it's just tough. Again, save the dates. Sunday, April 15th, Sunday, April 21st, and Saturday, May 26th, Peace Garden Tour. But all of April is going to be Earth Month. And so it'll start on the 11th with Omni and some other groups working on things. And of course, Donna Sterna of Still on the Hill, wife of Kelly Mulholland, is a big performance artist, and so she's going to have some great stuff planned, as she always does, for these various Earth Day activities, especially that concert. Probably write a bunch of original songs if she already hadn't got them written by then. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green.